Right, I didn't even realise I wasn't live on YouTube Shorts. That's my apologies, but welcome down, welcome down. Okay, right, let's quickly run through the grid. So, of course, I missed sprint qualifying yesterday. I was far too tired. Because of Diwali that's going on, and Halloween, and Bonfire Night, it's just been non-stop fireworks for the last 3 or 4 days, and well, let's just say I got woken up in the middle of the night because of these fireworks, which, you know, letting them off at like 7, 8 p.m. is perfectly cool. Setting them off at 2, 3 in the morning is just bang out outrageous and out of order. So I was absolutely cooked yesterday, so I couldn't watch sprint qualifying. I decided to preserve my overall health first, which I think is a good thing to do. But I'm here. I'm quite glad I missed sprint qualifying, though, because not only did it look a bit dull, but it was another Sergio Perez engineer and, in general, Red Bull disaster class. So if you don't know, I mainly support Checo Perez. I don't support anyone else on the grid. It's just him. And from what I can tell, he went out for a first run in SQ2 quite early on in the session and was only planning to do 1 lap. Then it was discovered that there wasn't enough time, so he went back to the garage and then he asked if we could do 1 more run because he knew it wasn't good enough. And then it took them a minute to finally decide that there wasn't enough time. And then because of the track evolution, he just got, you know, knocked. He was like P8, but then because of track evolution, because of the resurfaced track, he dropped down. So that would have, like, driven me up the wall. So I'm glad I missed it. But actually, you can see there, Lewis Hamilton also went out in SQ2. Ollie Behrman getting through into SQ3 alongside Lawson and Albon. So those are some good performances. Very, very poor from the Aston Martins I didn't even know about. P18 and P19 is shocking. And, of course, the McLaren front row lockout. Now, I'm predicting that Lando Norris is going to win the sprint race. I said it yesterday during practice. I do think that Lando will go and secure the win today ahead of his teammate. I'm going to go for an Oscar Piastri second. I feel like the McLarens are just going to swap. And I'm going to go for I'm just going to go for a Leclerc third. And there you go, the formation lap is now underway. Now, for some reason, some of the cars are at the right end of the pit lane. I'm not sure if they're staying in the pits. Well, they are in the pits. So, wait, can you actually start the sprint race from the pit lane? I didn't know that was a thing you could do. Huh, I guess you can. Sure, okay. So, yeah, let's get underway. Now, what I need to do is change my chat locations. You right, Goose Games? Now that the formation lap is here, I can actually now start changing the things. I need to make sure that my chats are not in the way of the track too much, so I can actually see people that type in my chats. There we go. You right, mini blocks here? Welcome down, welcome down. Alright, where are we putting my Twitch chat then? Let's put it... You're new? Welcome to the Fat Crim YouTube stream. Yeah, my Twitch chat can stay there. Right, YouTube chat number 1. You are gonna go down here. That's pretty good. You're nice. I subscribe. Thanks for that, mate. I try my best. Right, Piastri is not fanging around with this formation lap, so I need to make sure that everything's ready, which I'd say it is now. So, got all my chats up, I can now see what's going on. We are locked in for this Brazilian sprint race. Let's make sure that all of the audios and everything is nice. It seems to be. And we are now ready for this sprint. Like I said, my predictions is going to be Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, Charles Leclerc. Very, very boring, I know, but I'm too tired to think at the moment. Now I also need to put up my lap counter and remember to actually update it. I'm notorious for just forgetting to update the lap counter. 24 laps today, I believe, so plenty of action. As you can see, every driver is on the medium tyres, and we'll go from there. Some tyres are a lot newer and older than others, as you can see. We got, you know, Hamilton 7 laps, Leclerc 6 laps, and then you've got Gasly and Lawson with fresh mediums. Wait, so... Oh yeah, of course, for some reason, I don't know why the rule is that, but in SQ1 you're forced to use mediums. And then SQ2 and 3, you can use softs. I don't know why that's even a rule, but odd. So that's why some drivers have got fresher tyres, because they went out in SQ1. That makes sense. Okay. Sprint race is about to start. Here we go. Lock in. I won't be able to give much commentary, because you can't really see. It's just a load of dots going about. But of course, you'll be able to see. And as you can see, they are off to see the wizard. The wonderful Wizard of Oz. That's my name. Into turn 1, we see any position changes. Esteban Ocon dropping down, swapping places. Colapinto moving up. Hamilton's lost a place. That is the only exchanges on the... Oh, never mind. Sergio Perez gets past Hamilton and past Behrman. Go on, son! That's my guy! Hulkenberg up 2 places, straight in the points. Behrman's had an absolute rotter. Albon and Lawson swapping places. Piastri and the McLaren's already just gone, though. And Ollie Behrman re-overtakes Checo. And now Checo's also fighting with Franco Colapinto. Lewis Hamilton, an absolute stinker of a start, losing 3 places off the opening lap. Hulkenberg with a blinder. He's up 3 places. What a guy. What a driver. That was a pretty good opening lap, I thought. Now, the McLarens are just steaming away already. You see Piastri and Norris, and there is already a very significant gap back to Leclerc. I believe Leclerc and Verstappen have a little bit of a scrap. Alex Albon losing the place to Ollie Behrman. So Ollie Behrman actually manages to lose 2 places and then regains those 2 places and moves back up to 10th. So a very nice opening lap from the Haas drivers, P8, P9 and P10. That's very, very solid. As lap 2 now begins, we start to see the gap. So half a second between the McLarens and then 1.2 seconds back to Charlie already. And we're only 1 lap in. So you can sort of get a premonition of how this race is going to go. Do you know what I mean? Verstappen with DRS down the second straight. DRS is actually a lot more powerful than I thought. Sergio Perez really, really struggling here. Might actually lose a place to Franco Colapinto into turn 4. Go on. No, not going to quite happen. He's actually dropped back massively from Alexander Albon. Come on, Checo. Get up there, lad. So... still exactly the same gaps between everyone. I don't think they're quite updating as fluidly as they should. In fact, they haven't actually changed at all in like a lap. I should point out that this website I'm currently using, I believe, is created by 1 person. So I can't really complain too much. Plus, it's free, and it's, from what I know, not illegal to stream. I do tell this story quite often. But I streamed the official F1 live timing on YouTube and Twitch. And I should probably delete those streams on my YouTube channel. In fact, I think I already have. But on Twitch, I got a 30-day suspension because of copyright. So yeah, I'm going to try and not do that. But this website seems to be okay, which is quality. The gaps still aren't updating. It seems to be updating per lap rather than... like, per second, so the gaps between drivers we have to ignore as Sergio Perez gets past Albon. That's what you want to say from the lad. That's just brilliant, isn't it? Well done. Sergio Perez up 2 places in 3 laps. It's almost unheard of. Of course, in Mexico last time out in the Grand Prix, he managed to gain, like, 5 places in 2 laps, but then got hit with a very harsh penalty, I thought, although he was out of his grid box. I just love his radio message when that happened. He was like, what do you mean? My start was great. Which, yes, it was a great start, and your reactions were spot on, but you did park outside your grid box, which you can't really do. So although the gaps are a bit dodgy and not really working, we can see the sector times. And as you can see, Carlos Sainz with the fastest sector time of anybody, a 36.8. Going down the back straight, you can see Leclerc's actually pulled the gap back to Norris, and now has DRS. Fair enough, that's pretty good. I rate that from him. So going down the second DRS straight, 0.7 between Norris and Piastri. We're not going to see any moves. I'd say you have to be 0.4 behind a driver in front. Of course, the driver in front, no DRS, and you're 4 tenths back. You could probably get the move done, but that's about it. Yeah, that's just probably it's pretty good so far. What lap are we on? Lap 4, right? Yeah. Just make sure. Charles Leclerc, fastest sector 1 by some distance. Actually, no, I'm lying. I was going to say by some distance, but it was 1,000th quicker than Verstappen, so it wasn't really that much quicker, was it? But he sets the fastest sector 1. He also has the fastest lap. Fastest Sector 2 this lap is going to go to Piastri, I believe. Let's see, 37 dead, 37-1, 37-2, 37-5, 37 dead, 37-2, 37-6, 37-7, 38 dead. Yeah, it's about, yeah, it is Piastri. And actually, what happened there? I don't know what just happened there, but Piastri slowed massively down the straight. I think that might have just been a little bug with the live timing, and Norris just had the DRS. Going around turn 3, though, Norris has suddenly disappeared, and he has re-emerged. I didn't know that Norris had telepathy on his side in his arsenal, but he is doing it. Going into turn 4, no move going to happen. Verstappen dropping back massively from Leclerc now. He's now outside of DRS. Sergio Perez has gapped Alex Albon by a significant margin, by about, 2.5 to 3 seconds, in his pursuit for Oliver Bearman. Now, I reckon that Sergio Perez's maximum today will be P7. So we'll see how he gets on. Now, of course, Brazil, although it is a fantastic track, you don't really see much overtaking action. It's just, for some reason, Brazil seems to be a magnet for these incredible moments. 2021, you had Hamilton fighting from the back of the grid. 2022, you had the Mercedes out of nowhere being the fastest car when they had been shit all season. 2023, you had Verstappen and Norris. Not Verstappen and Norris. Duh! Why have I just said those two drivers' names? It was Perez and Alonso across the line. They were almost equal. And yeah, you don't really see many overtakes. So yeah. Lap number 6 is now commenced. We see Norris still looking for a move on his teammate. Still not happening. Sergio Perez also looking for a move on Oliver Bearman. Oliver Bearman does have DRS though. As soon as Ollie Bearman doesn't have DRS, he is finished by the Red Bull. I feel like if you have DRS, you're kind of safe from an overtake down that second straight because it's so short. As expected, Zhou Guanyu is in P20. He always is. He probably always will be for the rest of his Formula 1 career that I just pray that it ends at the end of this season. I am a top 1 Zhou Guanyu hater, if you couldn't tell. No real reason. He's just shit, so it's funny. Now, Lando Norris, on the exit of the final corner. We don't know what the gap is. Oh, no, wait, hang on. I think they've fixed... Oh, they fixed the gaps. Love it. We can now get an updated gap. So, Lando Norris almost out of a second of his teammate. Leclerc out of a second. Max Verstappen only half a second behind. I don't know what the margin's going to be to get an overtake. I'm going to say half a second out of turn 12, the final corner. So, Max Verstappen sets the fastest lap with 2 yellow sectors and a green one. Don't know how he's done that. Checo Perez has also dropped back pretty massively from Ollie Bearman. I don't know how he's managed that. I think Ollie Bearman has just gone for a flyer. Although that lap in particular was very stinky from Checo Perez, mainly coming from his Sector 3. Now, going into turn number 4, we see Leclerc still ahead of Verstappen. There's nothing really going on, to be honest. Like, there's nothing. No one's overtaking, is what I mean. Like, nothing really happens. Actually, I thought Verstappen went for a move around the second U-bend there. That was almost very risky-bisky, but he's not done it. Although Lando almost dropping outside of Piastri's DRS. In fact, he has done. He is now 1.2 seconds behind. Can he get back within? No. Lando Norris will not have DRS on this lap. Guess who does, though? The two behind him, Charlie and Verstappen. Wow, I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I expected Norris to sort of catch Piastri and overtake him relatively quickly, but that hasn't exactly happened. Sergio Perez, really nice exit out of the final corner at turn 12, has a very nice gap to Ollie Bearman to go for an overtake, but Ollie Bearman has DRS, meaning it's practically impossible to overtake. Yeah, we move. There's nothing really else going on. We can look at maybe Verstappen on Leclerc going into turn 4. No, not going to happen there. Gap between Piastri and Norris is 1.3. No one else is really close to each other. You got Tsunoda is having an absolute rotter at the minute. P17, but you can see how difficult it is to overtake when you're in a DRS train. We see Tsunoda now. He might actually be going for a move on Valtteri Bottas. Maybe right down inside of turn 4. No. But you can see how difficult it is to overtake on any track when you're in a DRS train. It's basically impossible, pretty much. The only way you could get an overtake around at any track is if, like, the car ahead doesn't have DRS. Now, going into lap number 8, Oscar Piastri, very nice lead over Norris. Norris might be at threat here from Charlie. Going to turn 1, let's have a look. No, that's just not happened. At all, that's just not, no. I believe there might be a bit of team play going on here at the Haas team, which you'd expect because they're always up to it. I think what they're doing is Hulkenberg is just defending for his life. In fact, I think Ollie Behrman's actually just sent it on him. Never mind, I am lying. Oliver Behrman sends it up the inside of Hulkenberg and might have just ruined Hulkenberg there because Checo Perez now has DRS and a slipstream to maybe go for it on Hulkenberg. And he's gone for it on Hulkenberg. And Hulkenberg loses 2 places at one corner to his teammate and then to Checo Perez, which is big because now Checo Perez is right behind Ollie Behrman. Ollie Behrman is 2.5 seconds away from Lawson, meaning down the back straight, which turns into the main straight, Behrman won't have DRS. Oh no, I don't know if that was a good play by Ollie Behrman, but I mean, if you get a chance to like send it up the inside and diff your teammate, you're going to, really, aren't you? That's just what you're going to do. Now, going up the back straight, which turns into the main straight. I don't know why I call it the back straight, I just do. Lando Norris has gone back and then forwards again. No one going for overtakes. We've got George Russell and Sainz all on their own. Gasly has a 0.6 gap back to, what's his name? Lawson. Now, will Perez go for it on Behrman into turn 1? He's getting closer. And he might have sent it. No, he's not going to send it. He's going to wait until the turn 4 overtake. Let's see if he can get that done. He's sticking close to Behrman on the exit. Let's see it then. DRS on for Checo Perez. I'm seeing overtakes going on as the Aston Martins together. And somehow Sergio Perez doesn't get the move done on Behrman. Don't worry, we've still got plenty of time left, lad. You can do it. Yeah, we've got the Aston Martin scrapping. Lance Stroll getting ahead of Fernando Alonso. Yuki Tsunoda overtaking Bottas. That's a lovely move. Well done to Yuki Tsunoda. Zhou Guanyu still struggling at the back in P20. Although he is surviving, he's not dropping back massively. He's still within the DRS of Fernando Alonso. Now, up the main straight. I'm just gonna start calling it the main straight now. Oscar Piastri crosses the line any second now to start lap numero 11. He has a 1 second gap back to Norris. In turn, a ½ second gap back to Leclerc, and then a ½ second gap back to Verstappen, who set the fastest sector 1 on that previous lap. Sainz 3.5 seconds back from Verstappen. Russell 4.5 seconds back. Lawson potentially going for a move on Gasly into turn 1. Will we see it happen? Good, son. He's gone for it and all. Will he get the move done? No, I think Sergio Perez might also be on the move on Oliver Behrman. No, not quite going to happen. So we had 2 moves into turn 1. None of them worked. Now, going to turn 4, will we see Lawson go for it on Gasly? It just seems that the DRS isn't powerful enough into turn 4. Checo Perez, though, down the inside of Behrman. Has he got that place? He has got that place. Let's go, Checo! Oh, 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 oh. What a driver. Checo Perez up to P9. Well done, sir. Lap number 11, and he's P9. This is almost unheard of. Now, his most important thing he needs to do is try and clear the gap to Ollie Behrman to about 7 tenths, or maybe 6 tenths, so that he is safe from the DRS, and I believe he has already escaped Oliver Behrman's DRS. We are so back. Now, Checo's next adventure is to get within a second of Liam Lawson and try and get Lawson and Gasly to elevate him into the points. He has got 13 laps to do so. Plenty of time. Into turn 1, that got very, very close. Norris almost losing out to Charlie, who almost lost out to Verstappen. Sainz still just on his own. I feel bad for him, really. Lewis Hamilton potentially looking for a move on Franco Colapinto into turn 1. Let's see, will it happen? Hamilton down 3 places in this race so far. I feel like I've not really spoken about him today. World-class stinker from the Hammer time, really. Started P11, already quite shit, and then he loses 3 places and can't seem to gain them back. Will he start his redemption arc now? Past Franco Colapinto? Not going to happen on this occasion. Wow, what an awful, awful driver. But no one will talk about it, will they? Checo Perez is already almost within a second of... What's his name? Lawson, that's his name, I've remembered. And he is actually currently setting relative lap times to, you know, sort of sometimes the top 5. Now, down on the main straight to start lap number 13 comes Oscar Piastri. 8 tenths back to Norris, 7 tenths back to Leclerc, ½ a second back to Verstappen. we shouldn't see any moves going to turn 1. That's just not how that works. Russell catching signs a little bit, set his personal best lap on the previous lap with a 1 minute 12.1. Sergio Perez now right catching up to Lawson. He's now only 0.7 behind, sets his best lap of the race, a 1 minute 12.2, which is actually the second fastest lap, and I'm lying, it's actually the 4th fastest lap in that entire, throughout everyone. That's pretty good, really. Now, let's see. Quickly, can Perez get past Lawson? He is, you know, he's doing good. Liam Lawson, though, he hasn't got DRS right now on Gaza. Come on, Gaza. We need Gasly to stay ahead of Lawson by a second so that Perez can get the DRS, overtake Lawson, and then overtake Gasly. And we'll get his first points finish in like 5 races. That is so cool. And so far he is doing it. Gasly 1.3 down the main straight. Any overtakes going on? Potentially Verstappen on Leclerc. Keep an eye on that. Nope, not going to happen. What a shocker. Now, will we see a Sergio Perez on Liam Lawson? A little bit of revenge for Perez because of what he did to him in Mexico. Into turn 1, not going to happen. Sergio Perez playing this smart so far. I wouldn't be surprised if Liam Lawson does some dirty tactics to keep Sergio Perez behind. I'm thinking a little bit of a bump, a little bit of a purposeful crash, something like that, just to piss everyone off. You feel it? I'm feeling coming in the air tonight. Once again, the Aston Martins are scrapping between Alonso and Stroll. Alonso re-overtaking his teammate, but they have been god-awful today. P18 and P19, they are 2 seconds off Bottas, who is 2.5 seconds off Tsunoda, who is 6 seconds off, I suppose you could say, the midfield. Because obviously the front field is currently the top 4. Down the main straight, Verstappen is only 7 tenths behind Leclerc. We might see a move. There's a slight little potential going on for a manoeuvre going to turn 1. No, there's not. It's just not going to happen, is it? So we've got 9 laps left now. Actually, I think 10 laps. Sergio Perez, 0.5 seconds behind Liam Lawson. Will we see an overtake into turn 1 on Checo's behalf? Here we go. Nowhere near. Wait, no, he's sent out the inside, I think. And they stay wheel to wheel, and Sergio Perez drops back massively. Yeah, that's an unideal setback. I'm almost inclined to load up the Sky Sports broadcast and see what happened there, because it looks a bit dodgy. Nothing else really going on. We got Stroll. I swear to God, Stroll, if you actually lose a place to Zhou Guanyu, you need to instantly get sacked as well. You know, I'll wait until after the race, and then I'll look back and see how Checo Perez lost, like, a considerable amount of time to Liam Lawson. I'm just going to quickly write that down. What was it? Lap 15. Max Verstappen potentially turn 1 Charles Leclerc maneuver. No, not going to happen. Okay. We are on lap 16, right? Yeah, we are. I'm actually updating the laps, like, of how they are. And actually, look at this resurgence arc from Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson has now regained a lot of lap time there as Sergio Perez hits a 1 minute 13.8. You've got to assume something's gone a bit wrong there. Liam Lawson has now gone back within a second of Gasly, and that might be Sergio Perez's points push over and done with. I'm looking for some team radios from him, but nothing's come through. So I'm wondering if he does have damage from that maneuver, which would really seriously piss me off with this stupid New Zealand prick. Alright, it's turn 1, still no overtakes going on. Looking back at the main battle right now, which is between Lawson, Gasly and Checo for the points-paying position. Sergio Perez has regained DRS on Lawson on the resurgence arc, but Lawson also has DRS, so it's extremely tricky for Checo now. As long as Lawson has DRS, no one's getting past him. It doesn't matter if it's Michael Schumacher, Ayrton Senna, or Pastor Maldonado. Nobody is getting past. Zhou Guanyu overtakes Lance Stroll. Right, that's going to be a problem. But as that happened then, so Oscar Piastri sets all yellow mini sectors, but goes fastest in sector 2 of a 36.6. No idea how that's happened. He is still 1.1 seconds ahead of Lando Norris, 1.5 seconds ahead of Leclerc. Potential move coming into turn 1 with Verstappen. I think he might have gone for it there. No, he hasn't. Wow, this is so unbelievably boring. Back to the main battle on track right now. Liam Lawson does have DRS still. Just hanging on to Gasly. That might be Gasly's play. He knows the Red Bull's quick, so he's going to try and keep Lawson in his DRS and just sort of tow him along. That could be a very smart play from Pierre Gasly. Nothing else happening. Lewis Hamilton's still struggling in P14. Just not being able to get past anyone. Alex Albon. When that happened? That must have been a little turn 4 maneuver. Alex Albon overtakes Nico Hülkenberg and regains one of his 3 lost places from the start. So he is now started 9th. He's now 11th rather than 12th. Well done, lad. Down the main straight, will we see any maneuvers going on into turn 1? Absolutely not, because, wait, when that happened? What? When did Verstappen get past Leclerc? I have to watch my stream back, because when did that happen? I am so confused, but okay, cool. So Leclerc is now up to P4, Verstappen goes to P3. Brilliant, okay. Looking at the other battle on track at the moment between Gasly, Lawson, and Checo for the final points paying that's a tongue twister. Points paying places. Going into turn 4, Gasly still just hanging on, which is saving him right now, giving Lawson that DRS. There is nothing anyone can do as Lewis Hamilton finally overtakes Colapinto, and he is now P13. He is only 2 places away from where he started as Oliver Behrman gets done by Albon. This geezer is moving right now. I rate it. Well done, Alex Albon. He is absolutely cruising along nicely. Lando Norris regains DRS on his teammate. It's not going to be anywhere close enough to do an overtake, but I'm just saying, he has got DRS back. Into turn 1, Verstappen 2 seconds back, Leclerc 1.3, Sainz 3, Russell 4.5 back, just sort of vibing in his own space at P6. Then we have Gasly. Lawson no longer has DRS. Sergio Perez does. Into turn 1, will we see something special from Checo? Absolutely. Oh, that's wonderful from Checo Perez. But will he have DRS on the return straight? No, he won't. So let's just make sure that Checo avoids Lawson's slipstream into turn 4. Here we go. I think he's going to do it unless Lawson does something stupid, which he doesn't. Sergio Perez has the place. He is up to P8, and for the first time in about 26 races, is in the points. Wow, shocking stuff. Now, Lando Norris, once again, dropping outside of DRS again. Why? How do you keep dropping out your teammates' DRS? I have no idea. Sergio Perez trying to get within DRS of Pierre Gasly. I think he might just do it going through turn 12. Let's see. Yes, he does. There is a very slim chance here that, what's his name? I forgot his name. Perez, that's his name. Perez can get past Gasly. He does have DRS. Also, I've just seen Hülkenberg has dropped down many places. Hülkenberg is stopped. Hülkenberg is stopped And that could be the end of the race, really. If there's a safety car, that's the end, because they're not going to do yeah, that'll be the end of the race. Oh, I don't know. Colapinto and Ocon scrapping. Lewis Hamilton gets past Behrman. But Hulkenberg seems to be stopped, and it is going to be some form of VSC or safety car. And that is probably the end of the race, because if it's a safety car, there isn't enough laps to get the safety car out, clear the car away, and then do a final lap. They could do a red flag for 3 laps of running, but is there even a point? I'm not too sure. Now, that Max Verstappen proper reeling in Lando Norris. Now, Lando Norris having a bit of a wake-up call as he is now starting to reel in his teammate. I think they honestly might just leave out. They might not leave. They might not do anything, but then they'll just move the car and then just make drivers go slowly through that sector, but then race in the other sectors. That's semi-reasonable, I suppose. I guess I'm not entirely against it. Into turn 4, Lando Norris takes the lead. That is huge-ish. Now, instead of gaining 1 point, Lando Norris will gain 2 points on Verstappen. That's if Verstappen can, you know, if he overtakes Piastri, then that's, yeah, yeah, what is the point of sprint races? Lando Norris is currently P1, Max Verstappen P3. Lando will gain 2 points on Verstappen. If Verstappen overtakes Piastri, which he's looking quite good to do, the gap will be 1 point gained. 1 point, yeah? And there we go. Virtual safety car gets deployed, which actually saves Oscar Piastri, but doesn't save Sergio Perez, because he was looking good to go and overtake Pierre Gasly. I don't know how long the safety car is going to be out for, the VSC. And we only have 2 laps left until this race is over and done with. So yeah. Interesting. Oscar Piastri team radio coming through. Oh, that's ages ago. Wait, no. That was just now. Wait! There was team orders! Oh my goodness. Wait. His engineer said, if Lando attacks, don't make it difficult. Wow! Team orders! Unreal. I suppose it ain't really team orders. He ain't said let him by. He's just said if he attacks, just sort of... Don't make it hard. So... Okay, so... There's a very decent chance that this race will finish under the VSC. I think that is what's going to happen. We have 1 lap left. Yeah. We're about to start the final lap of the race. And the VSC is still not going... Wait, no! Clear in Sector 11! I think we're just back underway! We have a clear track in Sector 11... So I think we might actually get, like, half a lap of running. But what's happening with Checo Perez? Why is he so far behind Gasly now? What's that all about? Oh, there he goes. He's closing back up again now. That was a bit dodgy. But yeah, what an interesting final lap. Verstappen getting past Piastri. Huh? How has that happened? DRS gets enabled as well. Sergio Perez has bottled this massively. Why is he so far back from Gasly? That is so confusing. Piastri also re-overtake. I am so bad at commentating this. What is going on? I am so confused. But what's happened is that Verstappen's overtaken Piastri. Piastri's fought and got the place back. And if for some reason Checo Perez is like miles behind Gasly on the restart of the safety car, that was a little bit dodgy. But he's on one. Ollie Behrman losing more places. This is just tragic. He was looking so good running P10, and now he's all the way back down in P14. But he's still diffed his teammate, even though he's DNF'd. Going into the final corner, the final time, I guess. I'm so bad at commentary, I'm sorry. Lando Norris wins the sprint. Lando Norris is the winner of the sprint race. Oscar Piastri takes P2, Max Verstappen takes P3, Leclerc P4, Sainz P5, Russell P6. Across the line we come with Gasly. I think he is definitely going to take P7. Sergio Perez misses out on P8 at the end by such a small margin, half a second, but does take the fastest lap, which means that's got to be his first fastest lap in a very long time. Liam Lawson just misses out on the points in P9, Alex Albon in P10. Lewis Hamilton, P11, really bad race from him, but did manage to recover his positions. Got up into P12, Ocon P13, Behrman a bit of a stinker, P14, Tsunoda P15, Bottas P16, Zhou Guanyu finishes P17, and one of the worst races I've ever seen from the Aston Martin team, finishing P18 and P19. Wow, that was an awful race, and I am just... I really need to, like, lock in, because... that was a prime example of shit commentary. That entire time, you had Verstappen overtook Piastri. I was 2 seconds late to seeing it. I then went to the Lawson-Perez battle and saw Perez almost getting overtaken by Lawson. Whilst I was watching that, Piastri re-overtakes Verstappen. I should have just been watching the Verstappen fight because that's the most important one. But yeah, I'll try and lock it in for the main Grand Prix. But of course, we are not done here today because we have qualifying. That is the only good thing about sprint races, is that it is, like, constant action. We've just seen a sprint race. Yes, it was horribly dull, but it is still a sprint race. And in a few hours' time, we will have normal qualifying, proper qualifying for the main Grand Prix. That should be at, I believe, 6 PM BST. Let's get a quick update on that. Yeah, 6 PM BST. I'll be here watching qualifying. And we'll go from there. So that's going to be all from me. There's your final finishing results. My predictions were catastrophically off. I said... well, not really. I got the top two right. I said Norris, Piastri, Leclerc. It was Norris, Piastri, Verstappen. Lando Norris gains 2 points in the drivers on Verstappen. 2. I hate sprint races. I feel like the points should be half of what they are in the race. So I think... the points paying places, why can't I say points paying, I don't know. I think it should go 12, and then 9, 7, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How many would that be? 12, 9, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's the same amount of point scorers with 8, but rather than just being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think it should be 12, 9, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because then it makes sprint races slightly worth it. Verstappen, actually, this is quite a big thing. Verstappen is being investigated for breaches of the virtual safety car. Ooh, if he gets a penalty for that, he will actually drop behind Leclerc. And that will mean Lando gains 3 points in the drivers. So, still completely pointless. But yeah, that's all from me today. Yo, do you want to start a co-op career? Absolutely not, mate. Co-op career is an extremely flawed game mode and doesn't work properly. I tried doing a co-op career with my friend, and it's dreadful, to be honest. And I've already got way too many YouTube series going on, and I don't have the time for it. So, thanks for your offer, but no. But that's all from me. I will see you lot at 6 PM for qualifying. I'm going to go back to trying to figure out how Premiere Pro works. It is awful for a program, but I'll still keep fiddling with it. Because if I can get that working to how I like and I can make videos like I do, my video quality will be so much better. I can do so many more little fun edits and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll see you lot in a few hours. I'm going to go watch West Ham lose, and I'll see you lot later. Adios, amigos, and a goodbye. See